Okay, once again, this is video number 2, talking about aircraft operations for this at802. And right now we're going to talk about the sound module and kind of how it works, how you program it. If you decide you want to change out something that I got going on, you can do that. Okay, so this is the gist of the tail assembly of this. Now, you'll notice my labeling on this is not the same. So if you get online for this and you try to look up details about it, it's going to be a little differently. So I've labeled this for you, and I'm going to talk you through the steps of what it takes to create your audio stuff. Okay, so what I do is I go to Audacity and I download my video sound. And what you do to use this is Audacity, you can open a YouTube video here, hit start record here, and it will record only the audio files of what you're playing live, and then you pause it and shut that off, and then you end up with the audio files only, and then you can crop it. Now in this case, what we have going on here is if I take it over here, you can see. So software is a nightmare to train all this stuff for you, so we're just gonna let it do something for a second.
No traffic, we're 504 Victor.
Okay, so now you've got your file. You would go over here and you say export, like that. It'll say, do you want to do it to the computer? You'll export the file, the MP3 file, to your storage area. In my case, the storage area is in my music section, and it is I said 820 because I got confused for a while, but it's the 802 startup and run with chatter. Version 2 is the one with your info. Now if I take my device here, oops, you go here. Okay, we're going to talk about this for a while. So that's your audio files are stored wherever you're going to store them. You're going to find them. I'm going to explain how this system works. So you have an audio jack. This is a, I think it's 30 amps, pretty freaking loud, more than we needed. And it's kind of a bummer in some ways because probably overkill for what you got going on, but whatever, we're learning. There's a volume out, the volume control. The volume control on this also controls this section that if you look on top, it says prop. That terminal there is an output terminal. It could be lights, it could be propellers, it could be anything electrically driven. But it's variable. If this volume is full volume, then that output to the which is in our case controlling the propeller motor, this output right here is variable based on volume. So if volume is full, you're getting the full 12 volts out. If the volume is half, you're getting 6 volts out. So you'll get quieter sound, but your engine will run slower. If you want that engine running full bore, you got to have full volume, which is pretty freaking loud. Okay, so the front of it, volume control, which clearly handles speaker control, but it also changes the variable voltage of the propeller speed. Audio jack, what you would think it is for headphones. USB, if you need to do that kind of thing. This is not rechargeable. It's powered completely by whatever's piped in. Micro USB and then micro SD. I'm having a problem getting micro SD to work a certain way. I don't know enough about it. In the instructions, you know, you buy stuff from China, you get things. You have a 32, so that's plenty, way more than you'll ever need. It's in there, so if we do more digging, we can do that. So what we're going to do to program the sounds into this, and bear with me because I'm doing this one-handed, the micro USB is going to plug in there. You see that it has power because it's being powered by the computer. So you don't need to bring your batteries in, but you will need to disconnect all the goodies here. Okay, so now that I've done that, come on, lighting. You'll see that, oops, let me get in here. And this has nothing to do with you, so I'm gonna just go through that real fast, just so my computer don't. Okay, so I'm gonna go in here, click PC. No. We're gonna disconnect, plug it back in. And what's going on here? It doesn't want to open. Let me pause this just a sec. Okay, I'm back. The reason, if you plug in a USB and it doesn't do anything, it's because your cord is just a charge cord and not a data cord. So I had to switch that out. So now we're gonna go see. We're gonna go PC. We now have USB drive H and USB drive G. You'll notice in here I have your old one. We're going to replace that. Now, the numbers, whatever you decide to put in this computer right here, needs to have an 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. That is what assigns these channels. So right here, see how I have the lines? Right now, engine off is 01. I mean 02. And you may have to experiment with this because I think it runs backwards. But each one of these is a ground. This is triggered by ground. I should have done it by positive because then I could do some interesting things, but right now it's ground. So what's happening is you have 12 volt power going in here. The ground will go to your switch. The second part of the switch will continue to one here. The ground will go to another switch. The other part of the switch will go to here, and so on. So what you're doing, if you touch this to that, that makes the sound. If you touch this ground to that, that sound will go. If you touch this ground to that, that sound will go. So the idea is whatever, it's kind of hard to do this. It wants to focus on everything instead, like infinity focus. Whatever is listed in your sound effects, it's going to assign those based on the order that they are in there. Now, if you have them titled ABC, things like that, obviously A will be channel 1, B will be channel 2, etc. So we're replacing this AT startup. That's the current one I have, and we're going to bring in a different sound. So we're going to go over here, and in my case, I'm going to music. That's where I stored it. I'm looking for AT startup run with chatter version 2. I'm going to drag that in to, whoops, go down. Come on. If I can get it unlocked. Just a sec. Let's just copy it. We'll copy it, go back, and I'm going to paste it. Now, this version's a little longer. We may run into problems, but generally speaking, this is how it's done. So I think originally it was a 5-minute file. Now it's about a 12-minute file. I'm going to pause that and we'll come right back. Okay, had some technical stuff I had to do, but anyway, what we're doing is we're pasting it. You had a newer version of audio type file. I had to convert it to MP3 to make it work in this device. Okay, so now it's in there, but it's uncategorized. So it's going to, this is automatically going to put it in the order that makes sense. It's going to be numbers first, then alphabetized. So we want to change that. So we're going to give it a different name. We're going to call it 01 space, save it. And then that is now going to put it in the number 1 slot. So everything you add, it could be dad's voice, grandpa's voice, water splash, whatever you're going to do, make sure that you put 01 space, 02 space, whatever, all the way down so that it'll assign channels. That's how this indexes everything. Okay, so now, according to this, we'll go out for a second. I'm going to PC it. We're going to go to G. Everything according to this is currently stored on here. So now we're going to make the next video of reinstalling and testing it.